Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day so far. So today we're actually going to start seated, which is something that I rarely do if you know me at all. And we're just going to get really comfortable. So you want to make sure that you have your cushions under your seat or under your knees if you need them, and your back is nice and tall. We're going to start with a couple of nice deep inhales and exhale, softening the shoulders as we do when we're standing, and softening anything in the chest and belly area. So just nice deep inhale and exhale, soften. Nice deep inhale and exhale, soften. We're going to place our hands on our knees, palms facing down, and you're going to start to bring the body forward on an exhale. As you inhale, move back and around. Exhale, inhale. So now I'm pushing off of my knees, pulling on my knees, pushing off and pulling, exhaling and inhaling. And don't worry if it doesn't quite happen in that manner. You just want to make sure that you're breathing and you're moving and just rotating the spine, bringing a little bit of circulation back to the lower spine right now. Just moving gently. At your own pace. There's nothing that you have to be doing right now or achieving right now, other than a gentle movement at the base of the spine. We're going to reverse that now. You might hear some noises happening in the spine. That's fine. Circulation in the spine is so important. And then one last one, and we'll come back up to center. Coming up nice and tall again, giving yourself a nice breath. And we're going to go ahead and grab the ankles at this time and just move the spine back and forth here. So I'm pushing my lower spine forward and pushing the lower spine out. And just as long as you can feel a little bit of motion at the base of the spine, that's what you're after. So again, at your own pace, you're going to inhale when you push out the lower spine to the front. Exhale when you push the lower spine to the back. So I'm going to give you kind of a side view here. I'm moving at the base of my spine, pushing the belly forward, the very lowest part of the belly below the navel. Push that forward and then push it out behind you. So face you again and continue to do that. So find a rhythm that works for you. And if you can speed that rhythm up, go ahead and do that. And you might start to sense a little bit of fatigue at the base of your spine. That is normal because this is not a movement that we normally do. But again, we're really getting a lot of circulation at the base of the spine. And this is from Kundalini Yoga. It's just a series of spinal movements that really help release tension in the spine. I actually was able to, I had tingling in my arm, and that completely went away. Up here, actually, not my arm and my shoulder. And just by these spinal movements, I was able to get rid of that. So it's pretty cool. And then we're going to go ahead and and move to the middle of the spine now. So now I'm not rocking on the base of my spine, just moving the middle part. Again, I'm going to give you a side view. So right here, just moving the base. When I'm rocking on my lower spine, I'm moving right here. Now, just right here. So go ahead and keep moving. If you need to pause at any time, please do. Remember, access to the breath is most important. You never want to bring yourself to a point of discomfort. So keep moving at whatever pace works for you. Getting a lot of nice circulation and movement in the spine. If you feel a little bit of fatigue, that is normal. If you can breathe through it comfortably, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, pause and come back to it when you're ready. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our hands clasped together and move this way. So now you're kind of moving a little bit further up the spine and just getting that. It's hard to move that part quite literally. So this actually brings a lot of blood circulation to the upper part of the spine. Inhale, exhale. And again, if you feel fatigue, pause, come back to it when you're ready. You can slow down, you can speed up, whatever works for you. We're just trying to get some nice movement happening in there. And we're going to bring our hands to our shoulders, elbows nice and high. We're going to inhale, exhale. Turning your whole body to one side, whole body to the other side. So now you're just really moving the spine, the whole spinal column from side to side. And you'll feel lots of release of tension that has built up, not only from these spinal movements, but from day-to-day activities, just standing and sitting and running, compounding the spine. This just helps release a lot of that. So just side to side, almost like you're on a ride. Just let the momentum take over. Just continue to move. My eyes are closed. You can close yours too if that feels okay to you. And coming back to center. Give yourself a nice breath. So the next one we're going to do takes a little bit of effort. And again, do as much as is comfortable for your body. And I'm going to give you two options for this one. One is seated right here as you are. We're going to inhale up, exhale, bring the arms down to the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. If you're comfortable sitting on your heels, you're going to sit like this. And you can put a cushion under your knees or under your ankles if that makes it easier for you. Or you can just sit crisscross applesauce. So whatever feels good to you. In this one, you're going to take your hands out in front. My fingers are clasped. Inhale, exhale. And we're going to do this for about 2 minutes. So at your own pace, as much as is comfortable for you. And this is about releasing limitations, understanding that we are not our body. Breathe through whatever you can comfortably and keep going. You can rest and come back to it. So this really helps to get a lot of movement in the spinal column, both of those, this one and this one, and really helps to make you understand that the limitations are just in the mind. Inhale, exhale. Move at your own pace. Breathe through it. A little bit more. And we're going to take our hands up and press them together. And release. And give yourself a nice breath. You should feel some warmth in the spine right now. Give yourself that space and just be with the sensations right now in your arms, in your shoulders, in your spine. Give yourself a moment. We're going to go ahead and come into a couple of sun salutations right now. So I'm just going to plant my hands. I'm going to curl my toes under, and I'm going to push my hips towards the ceiling into down dog. I'm going to walk the dog. And I'm going to push my hips into the ceiling, press my feet into the mat, really get this nice down dog going. You want to feel the stretch in the back of your legs and your spine. I'm going to kick one leg up to the ceiling and just let it drop off to the side. You can let yourself open up at the hips a little bit here. And then come back down, push into the ceiling, kick the other leg up, and let it fall over behind you if that feels good. And come back and just walk yourself together. I'm in a forward fold. Nice and soft. My knees are not locked. And start to bring yourself up. Give yourself a nice breath right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and move into a little bit of a balance pose. So just bringing my foot either against the other foot, across or on or up, not on the knee, either below or above. I have to pull it up a little closer, but once I pull it up, it stays there. So whatever works for you. I'm pushing my thighs into my foot and my foot into my thigh. So just finding that place for yourself of stillness. Go ahead and find a spot on the floor actually that you can just gaze at, and that really helps with stabilizing and grounding. So just holding that. And then releasing, stepping it out. Other side. So, of course, you're always free to grab onto a piece of furniture or a chair back or anything that works for you. And just find that spot on the floor and hold. Or not. Oh. So our balance is definitely use or lose. As you stop playing with your body, playing with, the different things that it can achieve, it stops doing them. Everything is use or lose. Your balance, your ability to squat, your ability to get up from a sitting position without using your hands. All of that is something that if we don't access on a regular basis, we do lose it. If you see kids play, they're just always moving and they are continually accessing all the things that their body can do. They don't stand still. They're just always using something. And so they continue to have it until as they grow older, they're sitting in a chair on a computer or whatever, and they stop frolicking. So frolic. We're going to bring our hands together, step out a little bit. You can also push your hands out to the sides. So whatever feels good right now. Actually, I'm going to move them in and out. So starting out, I'm going to go ahead and exhale, come down, inhale, up, arms out. So exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale out. Exhale down, inhale out. Exhale down, inhale out. And you can go as far down as your body lets you go. So if this is it this morning, that's fine. Move right here. You want to move so that your body is comfortable and you're breathing comfortably, happily. So just down and up, down and up, and down and up, and down. Oops, we're going to stay down now. So I'm going to walk my feet out a little bit, bring my hands together, and I'm using my elbows to push into my knees and just open out. You can also just move from side to side And that sometimes helps to open up the inner legs and thighs area. So just a little bit using this opportunity, garland pose, to just open up our most basic root chakra. And then coming back to center, I'm just going to bring myself up and shake that out. Give yourself a nice pause. And breathe. So I'm going to come into a nice strong forward bend at this time. And as I bend forward, I'm going to make sure my knees are not locked. And I'm trying to stretch my spine out and the back of my legs. So reaching upwards and exhale, coming forward. You can grab the toes, grab the mat, the back of your legs, your elbows from behind your legs. So just whatever works for you in this moment. And it might change as we hold. That's fine. Stretching a little bit stronger. And then I like to walk my hands up my legs to come back up. Give yourself a nice breath right here. Go ahead and use this opportunity to roll to the top of your toes and then back onto your heels. Onto your toes and onto your heels. Onto your toes and onto your heels. Again, even this is something that you lose if you don't do it. And it gives a nice massage to the feet. And on up through the ankles, knees, and hips. And it's actually good for just the whole lower body. And it's such a simple movement and spectacular for what it does for us. And then just shake that out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and come back into seated. And you're going to try and come into seated without using your hands. But I can't see you, so it doesn't matter. Do what you need to do. So just coming into seated and giving yourself a nice breath. We're going to move into a side extension here. So just planting your hand, reaching overhead for the wall on the side of you. Just reach, 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 really stretch, open up this whole side of the body. And the other side. Stretch and reach for that side wall. And come back. Then come into a soft twist. Grab one knee, look behind you. I'm not pulling on the knee. I don't want to do an extra twist on my lower back. So just gently place, look over your shoulder. And then opposite side. And come back to center. So I'm going to go ahead and sit wide legs, nice and tall. You don't want to be squinched. Nice and tall. I'm going to bring my arms overhead on the inhale. Exhale, reach forward to one leg. Exhale, opposite. So inhale up, exhale forward. Inhale up, exhale forward. Inhale up, exhale. 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 I'm going to hold. So coming forward and holding. I'm trying not to lean into one side too much. So balanced on your hips. Coming as far forward as your body lets you go. Breath is nice and soft. Go ahead and slide up. Give yourself a nice breath. Reach up again through the center. Really lengthen the spine as you do this. Stretching up, exhaling opposite side and holding. Again, try not to lean into one side too much. Be as balanced on your hips as you can. And then just come out to the center, work your way back. Bring your legs out in front of you. We'll grab the shins and just move the spine back and forth a little bit here. I'm going to place the soles of my feet together, and I'm going to come into a forward bend here. So if you are comfortable, take your hands under your legs and just come forward, bringing your body as far forward as it will go for you, and just hang out here. So you can actually put a block here if you like to rest your forehead on. And go ahead and bring yourself out. Give yourself a moment. So a little soft twist again, grabbing the knees, but not pulling on them. Looking over your shoulder. And then other side. So I'm going to come out on my belly now. So right here, starting out in Sphinx, so that my hands are wide open, Spider-Man style, pressing into the mat. My elbows are lined up under my shoulders as best as I can manage. My legs are stretching away from my body and active in their stretch. And my shoulder blades are pulling back and together, and I'm just in Sphinx. Almost every muscle in my body is active right now and engaged. So go ahead and hold this pose for a couple of breaths. And go ahead and release yourself. I'm going to grab one foot and pull it towards myself. Opening up the top of the thigh. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then you can repeat that one side at a time, or if you're comfortable, grab both of your ankles. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Hold here or rock if that works for you. And release and give yourself a moment to rest. Bringing your hands by your sides, roll the shoulder blades back and push up into Cobra. The shoulder blades are curling back. My neck is long, my breath is soft. Wide knees, push back to child, and tug on the mat a little bit. And go ahead and come out right into a tall plank. So my hands are under my shoulders, and I'm just holding this. My hips are not dripping, they're not pushed up, they're just level. If you're not comfortable here, you can lower one knee or even both knees. So making sure your breath is gentle, just holding onto this tall plank here. And then coming forward, giving yourself a moment, grab your shins, move the spine back in. I'm going to go ahead and come into spinal rolls. So if you don't like rolling on your spine, continue this movement right here. Otherwise, inhale back, exhale forward. And then long legs. And go ahead and come into a supine position on your back. Give yourself a breath, arms out in a T. Inhale one knee up or both. Exhale, pull the knee across or drop it across. Head faces the opposite direction of the knees. And then coming back, other side. And go ahead and come back to center. We're going to move our hands under our hips, or you can also keep them at the side, your choice. We're going to extend our legs out. Inhale them up, exhale, bring them back down. You can do one leg at a time if you need to. You can also slightly bend them if you need to. So doing what your body wants you to do this morning. Inhale the leg or legs up, exhale down. If you feel like challenging yourself a bit, you can point your hands to the ceiling. And last one. We're going to pull the knees into the chest and roll that out slightly, side to side. I'm going to grab my toes and rock it out in Happy Baby. And just bringing the soles of my feet together. I'm going to bring them out onto the mat. Knees are open. And I'm just going to hold this pose. My hands are forming a diamond with my pointer fingers and thumbs, so that my thumbs are on my navel and my fingers are pointing down. I'm just going to place those hands on my belly below the navel and let my inhale expand and open up the fingers, and exhale, let them come back together. So when you inhale, expand the belly so much that your fingers separate. When you exhale, they come back together. And then bringing the legs back together, pull them into your chest and roll that out. Go ahead and extend your legs out on the mat, feet maybe 6 inches apart, hands 6 inches away from the body, palms up. Make sure you make any adjustments you need for your shoulders and neck. And we're just going to rest in Shavasana. So you want to rest for about 10 minutes if you can. And this is where all the transformation happens in your body. All of that work that you just did, this is when you reap the benefits. This is when the transformation actually occurs. So you don't want to skip this part. You really want to give yourself this time to recover, rejuvenate, replenish. Just keep coming back to your breath as you hold this Shavasana. So I'm going to let you pause the video here and come back after 7 to 10 minutes. Nice. So I'm going to assume that you've paused and restarted. And we're just going to do a little bit of breathing and pranayama, which is breathing. So we'll start with just taking the head side to side, opening up any passages that are stuck, making sure that airways are clear, just taking your head in all directions and rolling your neck. If your neck is anything like mine, it makes plenty of noises. Hopefully it doesn't. Just rolling, releasing any cricks or anything that you feel is stuck. Coming back to center and just giving yourself a moment. So you want to make sure your hands are clean in these times, especially. And we're going to go ahead and so use your right hand if you can. Otherwise, I am left-handed, so I like to use my left hand. My thumb and my ring finger are, I'm going to use them to close off one nostril at a time. I'm going to close off one side with my thumb. Inhale. So I'm inhaling right now through my right nostril. Let me do this with my right hand. So in case majority of people are right-handed, so I'm going to go with that. Close off the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close off the left. And after holding, exhale through the right. Close off the right. Inhale through the right. Close off both. Exhale through the left. Close off both. Inhale through the left. Close off both. Exhale through the right. Close off both. Inhale through the right. Close off both. Exhale through the left. So you kind of want to repeat that as many times as you can comfortably. And as you start to practice this is called Anulom Vilom or alternate nostril breathing. You want to try and get in a ratio of 1 to 2. So if you're breathing in 4, you want to hold for 4 and exhale for 8. So double the exhale. And just repeat that. And don't worry if it doesn't immediately happen. That's just something to strive for. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope you have a really good week ahead.